Hi, everyone. Can I check for the sound? Can you see me and can you hear me, please? Could you reply? Could you write on the Slack? Yes, you can hear my voice clearly? Okay. Thank you, Mariam, for replying. And Miss Shamam, thank you very much. In the last lesson, we were talking about wrapper classes, and in the wrapper classes, some of our friends, they requested for some examples, and it was a little bit, not settled down. Therefore, I'm going to repeat what is wrapper classes. But let us start with what we have done so far. We talk about variables. We know now how to declare a variable. Normally, there is here in front access modifier, but if I don't type it, it is default, right? We know this one. And we have typed several examples. I will just skip it. I think you have made your revisions. And we learned that time by time, we might need to change one type of variable into another type. If it is numerical data type, we can change small type of data into larger type of data. Automatically, IntelliJ does this, and we are widening the size of the variable. Therefore, we are calling this as it is happening automatically, therefore auto widening. I think you know and you will remember. But we can do also the opposite one. We can change wider data type into narrower data type. This time we are calling this as explicit narrowing. We are narrowing the type of data, and we should do this explicitly. Java will not take the risk. Why it will not take the risk? What is the risk? The wider data may not fit into smaller data. We may lose some part of data, or we may change data. And we have done some examples. To do this, if I want to change a larger data type to smaller data type, I need to type name of smaller data type in front of the larger data type. This is called as explicit narrowing. And there was something important when we do mathematical operations. If both variables, or maybe more than two variables, they have the same data type, results must have same data type with the variables. Like this is integer, this is integer. When you divide integer to another integer, result may not be integer. In this example, result is decimal number. What Java will do, Java will make answer, it will make return of this operation integer. How it does this? It doesn't round, it just cuts those numbers after decimal. It will take the whole part of the result. Java will not do rounding operation. If they are having different data types, result is going to be having data type of the larger value. This was what we have discussed so far in the last lesson. And finally, we were talking about wrapper classes. We discussed that as time goes, we need primitive data types to have some functionalities, some useful methods. But we know that primitive data types reserves only value of the data. It is non-primitive data type which reserves value of the data with some useful methods. But while people, developers, they are typing their codes, they find that necessary, and they put some pressure on Java. They said that, why don't you put some useful methods to the primitive data? And how Java solved that problem? They created a new structure. That new structure takes every single primitive data into something new. Now, this is a non-primitive data, okay? This is not primitive data anymore. And this non-primitive data, actually what it does, it takes the primitive data and it surrounds it with some useful methods. Therefore, we are calling this wrapper class because it is wrapping the primitive data. Okay, we were writing examples. We said that if I write here, wait, if I call, hold on, if I call this variable and put dot, I will not see here methods. But if I call a wrapper class, this is also integer, and it is height. And if I write height and after height, I put dot. Okay, this is not supposed to be here. In your notes, there is not this, correct? You don't have this one. Can you remind me? I think the last two codes, they were not here. Also this one. Before, yeah, your code should be like this, I think. Can you check with your notes and tell me back? When I write height and put dot, you'll see so many methods. Your codes should be like this, if I'm not mistaken. Welcome, Hassan Basri. This is the way your codes appear. You're not giving me any reply. Can you check with your IntelliJ and if I am right, can you help me, please? Okay, this is the way I remember. Okay, okay, good then. Let us write here notes. For example, I can find maximum value of or minimum value of integer by wrapper classes. Similarly, let me copy this and paste it over here. Short data type by wrapper classes. And let us find, how can I find if I am writing a code and I want to remember what is the minimum value of short data type? What I'm going to do, I will write name of short data type, but wrapper class name of short data type. So I will write like this, short. Okay, this is now wrapper class of short. And when I write their wrapper class names, there are more useful methods that appears. Let me select minimum value, and I can print it out by hitting on dot and south TV, south V. Okay, by this way, I will be able to write maximum value of integer, minimum value of integer, maximum value of short, and minimum value of short. Let us run the code, see them, and start today's lesson. Okay. There is one more thing. I want to finish my notes first about wrapper classes, and then, as I promised last lesson, I will write some examples. If I need to change, do you remember in typecasting, we were changing one data type to another data type? Here, similarly, I might change primitive data to wrapper class, wrapper data type. So this is called as we are wrapping it, we are covering it it is like we are putting it in a box. Therefore, we are calling it as auto boxing. So what is auto boxing? It is just converting primitive data to wrapper class. So that action of to convert primitive data to wrapper class is called as autoboxing. And Java does this automatically. This is why we are calling this as autoboxing. Okay. How we do this? Now I should have a primitive data. Let's use char as my primitive, sorry. Since I'm talking about my primitive data, I should write like this. Char, let's call it as chr. And let's write, for example, char can be any symbol, any character. Let's put it a question mark. So this is my char character. How can I change this to wrapper class? Do you have any idea or any suggestion? I will just declare, yes, Hasan Basri is, and some others. Yeah, I will just declare wrapper class character, and I'm going to name it, let's say chr2, okay? And I will just assign the value of chr to chr2. Right-hand side is primitive data, but when I call chr, when I define that is wrapper class, it will be automatically changed into wrapper class. I think it is understood. Should I spend some time should I draw some arrows and explain it? Because it seems to me simple. I think it is understood, right? I can do opposite. I'm looking your messages. If you don't understand something, please stop me and ask me. If I go fast, slow me down, okay? But you need to be contributive. Yani please attend to the lesson. Your feedbacks are extremely important for me. Okay, guys. Now I will do the opposite. Yes, didn't get the last part. Okay, thank you, Ismail. Okay, guys. Now, this is a char character, correct? And I can change char. For example, what is primitive for char character? I mean, what is wrapper class for char character? We are just writing like this. Do you remember, Ismail, what is primitive data? Of course, you do remember. They are 8, and they are the basic data types, but they don't have methods with them. For example, when I call here char, chr, when I put add here, I cannot use them to do something. Maybe I cannot find different functionalities with them. But if I call chr2 and if I put dot to it, I can get its char value. I can compare it to another thing. I can ask, for example, if it is equal to something. Shall I try this, Ismail? Let me check if this character, I don't know what is inside. Okay, I don't know yet. Suppose that it is question mark. You know this. Okay, it is question mark. Let me draw like this. What happened here? Assignment operator here takes this value, which is question mark, and put in char character. I am not drawing here what is happening in the memory. If you need me to explain in deep, I will do that. And now this char character is just question mark. Okay. And what is happening in this second step? Actually, this is primitive data type. This has primitive data type. That variable which has primitive data type by assignment operator is taken and assigned as wrapper class. I will write it anyway. First one is having CHR name, and it is just a question mark. Data type of this is primitive data, and this is reserving small area in the memory. Therefore, to use this to save memory is good idea. But if you are going to use some methods, if you need some methods, you might not care about how much space, how much memory it covers. You might like to change this into wrapper class. Again, how we are going to do this? By this assignment operator, this char will be assigned as a new value, which is CHR2. But what is data type of this CHR2? Let us check. Data type is wrapper class character. Okay. So if I assign that question mark value of char here, it has also some methods. Okay. And those methods are very useful. This is called as auto boxing because I cover this with some methods. I cover it with some box, some kind of box. So let us check what are those methods. We are going to give one example. We are going to check, for example, if this character is equal to, let's say, A. When I type this, let's print it out. When I print this, equals returns Boolean, true or false. What do you think, guys? Am I going to get true or am I going to get false? Perfect. Let us check. Yes, I got false. To make it equal, what am I supposed to write here? Question mark. I don't know what is char. Suppose you didn't look here. You just see this part of the code and you want to check if it is equal to something. You can write that wrapper class character. So it is so useful because we can check if it is equal to question mark or not. It is equal to question mark, isn't it? Question mark is equal to question mark. When I run my code again, now it's going to be true. Shall I leave it like this as an example, maybe? One useful method that I can use in wrapper classes to change primitive data to wrapper classes sometimes is very useful because it comes with methods. But there's a problem. It occupies more space in memory, more place in memory. The opposite operation is called as unboxing. And this is, let me copy this, the whole thing over here. It is converting opposite one, as I said, wrapper class into primitive data. Java does this also automatically, but we are not calling it as auto unboxing or something like that. Let's say we are having a wrapper class Boolean. Let's call it B1. And it is, let's say, true. I want to change that wrapper class into primitive data, which is primitive Boolean. What am I going to do? I will just write Boolean. Let's call this as B2 equal to B1. This is not equal to assign operation. Again, B1 has value as true. This assignment operator is changing this wrapper class true into primitive data type true. Okay, I can, if I need to change a primitive data to wrapper class, I can do it very simply. Or if I need to change primitive data to wrapper class or wrapper class to primitive data, both works very simple for Java. Java does this many times automatically. Sometimes we define a function which works with wrapper class data. But if I assign inside that function primitive data, the function doesn't complain. It just works because Java does most of the time that auto-boxing or unboxing automatically. Okay, but time by time, I might need to use them to do some actions. For example, are you ready to start examples? Because I select some examples for you. Okay. Suppose I have a double value and let's say 43.5. I want you to change this to int, but by using wrapper class. Wrapper class has methods. By using wrapper class methods, can you try to change double num1 into integer? I want you to try this and send me your answers. Could you kindly do this, please? What I will do, I will try to write name of variable, and I will look if there are any useful methods that will help me to change it to integer. Is there anyone who achieved to do this? Maybe would like to share with us? If you write the name of variable and click dots, you will see so many methods here, you see? Which one would be useful to convert it to integer? Any suggestion? It is understood from the name. You see, int value, yeah, Mr. Ihlas. Int value, return me integer. I didn't teach you this before, I know that, but you can check the method names and what they return, and you can get some idea. So I just want you to try your chance. If you want to change this to bytes, you can see byte value, or you can change to double value. That is wrapper class, double num1, and by changing it to primitive data, which action you are doing. If I select this one, what will be this operation called as? I will change wrapper class to primitive double. Can you help me? What do we call this? Auto boxing or unboxing? Perfect, Miss Sarah. Unboxing. If I use this method, it is wrapper class double, but I will change it. Yes, Miss Mariam. Perfect, Hassan. I will change it to primitive double. So I will do unboxing. So this is another way of doing unboxing. But my question is asking me to change it into integer. and yeah, let's find its int value. Now, my num1 is integer. Shall I save it into a variable? Let's say int int. Okay, I got a good name, from double. So integer from double. I got that integer value from double, right? It is now integer. As you see, it's not complaining. Do you want to see how it looked like? Shall we print it out? From double. Let us see if we can do this. My double value was 43.5 and I have changed it to 43, which is integer. When I'm changing a double value into integer, what Java was doing, just removing the decimals. Okay? We will do one thing very often in our coding. Sometimes we will have numerical values. We might need to change them strings. Any suggestion? How can I change this value to string? Let me write name of my variable first and check among those methods. Is something telling you I can change it to the string so far? Do you find any method that might work to change it to string? Yes, most of you don't know these methods, but Java is easy to learn and you can teach yourself also. When you get the main logic, method names are so meaningful. And especially, do you remember, method name should be descriptive. It describes the functionality. When you read this name, you can predict what it does. As I did this, now my double data, which is 43.5, will be string. So I can save this string data in a string container. Let's do it. String from double will be equal to, yes. Okay, string. Okay, I have from double already. So let's give another name to it. Let's say string from double. Okay, why not? String s from double, num1 to string. How can I make sure that this is string? I can print it out, but when I print string, it will be written 43.5. Now, when I do this operation, my dear students, it will be just, my dear friends, sorry, it is just like this, a string value. I can print it, but it will be 43.5, but as a string. So maybe it is going to be difficult to understand if it is string or not. But we can do this to check. When I divide num1, which is 43.5, when I divide num1 by 3, Java will not complain. It can print that out. But when I divide this string value, which is s from string, that is 43.5, isn't it? But it is string. String doesn't take this as a numerical value. It takes this as sequence of characters. You put 4, you put 3, you put dot, you put 5. It doesn't take it as a numerical value. When you do this, Java will divide by, let's say 3. Java will complain. When you hover over this red line, it says cannot be applied to string. Okay, integer cannot be divided by string. This operator is not allowed, it says. So it is string. When I print this value, you will see on the console 43.5, but you cannot understand by looking this if it is string or it is double. You cannot understand by that. Let me cancel these last two codes because when you are studying, they will confuse your mind. Okay. I learn now how I can convert data types one to another. I want to give you second example. We are going to use this second example. I am using it very much in our codes, I think. So it is kind of important. Let's say string, I'm calling as str equal to, I just defined string some numerical value. If I want to change this numerical value to number, suppose you have a program, people write their phone numbers or write some numerical data, and your codes are taking them as string. So it is appearing as 1, 2, 3. But I want to change this to 123. How can I do this? The previous action to change double to int can be done using typecasting as well. Correct? Yeah, great. Hasan Basri, but there is no to int because string is string wrapper class. Is string wrapper class, but the idea was great, Hasan, because I can see that you get the main idea. String is not a wrapper class. It is non-primitive data, and wrapper classes are non-primitive data of primitive data. Okay? And typecasting, I cannot change string. I cannot cast string to numerical value. In this case, I am definitely in need of using wrapper classes. Okay, but how am I going to use wrapper classes? Let's write here the assignment. Change it into, let's first change it into int. How can I do this? Now, since I want to change it into integer, I can use integer wrapper class. That class has some functions. It has also itself, the class name has also useful functions. When you hit dot after writing integer, for example, you have value of. If I choose value of integer, it will tell me what is, it will change it into wrapper class. If I write here an integer, primitive data, it will make auto boxing for me, but I don't need to do auto boxing. Hold on. Okay. If I change here value of string, you see that one? It will change this to integer. Let us use this one. Value of method, value of string. Do you see this? This is better. When I write value of string, it will turn it to wrapper class integer. So let me use this one. Okay, I'm using it. Value of, and what is the string that I want to write here is just str. Okay. Okay, good, Hasan. Now, my dear friends, I change my string to wrapper class integer. How can I change it to int? I can just do unboxing by writing int from string. Okay, boom. I change wrapper class integer to primitive data integer. Are we clear, or it is complicated? In my opinion, you need to keep this in mind because there will be time that you will change numerical values, sorry, string values to numerical values. Can we do similar thing with Boolean? Or hold on. Value of string method is also here, so I can use it. I changed Boolean. I changed a string, which is true, to Boolean. I can use to convert data. That is more powerful. Using wrapper classes is more powerful than using typecasting, in my opinion. Boolean b2 will be equal to this. Okay, I think they are already defined. This is why it is complaining. Okay, now. Is there anything you want to ask me? Let us summarize what we have discussed so far in wrapper classes. Wrapper classes, they take primitive data, which are those ones, into a new structure. Now they occupy greater space in the memory, but they have a lot of functionalities, useful methods. Especially those methods I have used. You can compare data with other ones, or you can convert data to other data types. As time goes, and as we start writing some codes, you will need to change something to, maybe you will need to change a string to number. You will remember, and as you use those, they will get meaning. Currently, they might seem a bit difficult to you. I was not planning to teach you these examples because you are going to have a practice session, and in that practice session, what we have learned in the live sessions, you are going to put them in practice, so they will settle down more. But I promised you that I'm going to give examples about wrapper classes. This is why I added this information to you. Okay, let us create a new package. How do we create a new package? Let's go step by step. First, select Java highlighted. Do not start from here, please. Some of you may create a new package from here. It will be packaged inside the package, and it will bring conflict when you copy my notes. Please click Java. After Java, create a new package. Are we all together? Did you create a new package? Yes. And I'm going to write concatenation. Let me check if I write correct. Yes. And scanner class. Let me share the name of the package. Okay, but day 02, I should say, because we are calling with day numbers, right? Day 03. Today is the third day of our session. Day 03, concatenation and scanner class. Okay. And then our package is created. Let us create new class. This is the first class of today. And it is about concatenation. Let me share class name with you as well. If we use the same names, when you copy my codes, you will not have problems. But if there are typo issues among our codes, you will have problems. We will put our cursor next to this curly brace and 1, 2, 3 down, 1 up, write our main methods. Okay. And let us discuss what is concatenation about. I don't copy code. So you write by yourself, Hasan. That is good choice. Well done. I encourage you to do that. Let me share this previous class with you. When you said you don't copy, you remind me that I didn't share the class with you. These are the final codes. Okay. Guys, did you get codes? No? Where I'm writing those codes? Guys, did you get the codes? No. I am sharing somewhere, but not in your channel. So I'm somewhere else, it seems. Sorry for that. I am in a different channel, I guess. Live session. Aren't you also getting my notes? In the live channel, there are my notes. Okay. Hold, sorry, guys. Just give me a second. I will sort it out. So this is the final class. Now you get the code, right? Okay. What is concatenation? Okay. Actually, it is process of adding string values or string with other data types. When you want to combine string values to each other or string value with other data type, we are calling this operation as concatenation. Let's create a string data type, and it is maybe name of very famous person, Tom. And let's assign another data type for his last name. I think we all know his last name, Hanks. And finally, let's assign a third string value for full name. I can concatenate Tom and Hanks together. Where did you share the codes? Mariam, they are just 2 lines above the final class. Miss Mariam, do you see it? On the live chat, but Miss Mariam also writing on the live channel, so she must see it. Okay. Okay. I continue. I want to add Tom and Hanks. They are 2 separate strings together. This is concatenation. How can I do it? Just we did like it is very similar to mathematics, because symbol, okay, we use is actually plus sign. How can Java understand that this is addition operation or this is concatenation? Because they are all plus sign. Do you have any idea? Maybe did you read or heard that before? How should Java understand that? If he will concatenate something with another thing, concatenation means putting them next to each other. For example, if I concatenate 3 and 4, it is 3 and 4 next to each other. This happens if they are string, okay? But in mathematics, 3 plus 4 is 7. So how does Java understand that it should do concatenation or it should do addition? First, Java tries to do addition. If Java can do addition, it will do addition. If he cannot add these values, then he will try to do concatenate them. He will try to concatenate them. We will see examples. I think it will be better understand. Now, Tom is a string value and it is name, right? If I put plus sign and write last name, which is the second string value, now let us write full name. Okay, let us print full name. How do we do this? I want to use Salt V, if you don't mind, so that I can see a good label here. Let's run our codes. Click run button. Full name is Tom Hanks. It is good. I could concatenate them, but there is a problem because when I say Java to concate Tom, here at this line, I say that take name. So Java start taking name Tom. And then I said do concatenation. So it start adding other sequence of characters. Thank you, Sumeyye. And thank you, Hasan Basri. You did the same thing, Sumeyye and Hasan Basri. Could you do this time by time, please? It will be very great, actually. And lastly, second part, it will concatenate and start adding other sequence of the characters. Tom Hanks. Okay. And then concatenation is over. So my new string will be this. But I need a space between Tom and Hank. A person's full name is not like that combined. Any suggestion? How can I solve this problem? Space, but how shall I add space? After Tom, great idea. If I write space after Tom, the problem will be over because it will write T-O-M space and then it will start concatenating H, A, N, K, and S. As you see, the problem is over. Or similarly, I could put before H an empty space. Correct? Perfect, guys. Or finally, as Mr. Ihlas says, I can add here. This is working also. When I put here H, when I put here space, or Mr. Ihlas had a good idea. He said that I can concatenate 3 strings. The third one could be just space. First one is Tom, right? The second string is just space. I add that space there. And then the third string is Hanks. So I add these 3 strings. I concate those 3 strings. It will again going to be Tom Hanks. Let me run it. You see, it is Tom Hanks. So what we are discussing here is how to add string values to one another. I may do this also system out println. Okay, I can do this with system out println, this concatenation, because there will be several times I will write here some messages, and while I'm writing messages, I will combine strings. For example, I need to write name of the person somewhere in the code, and I want to add maybe his last name to it. Okay, just like we did on top. Okay, when I want to do this, I will see on the console Tom and Hanks together. Actually, I am just repeating what I have done on top, but now I am doing the same thing as system out println. And I do concatenation here because there will be several times we will write messages to the user and or to the console. So I will make concatenation inside system out println. This is why I want to show you also this. I want to copy this code. Do you know shortcut to copy line to the next line in IntelliJ? I like it very much. It helps me to write very fast codes. Do you want me to share with you also? To copy line above to the bottom. Most probably you are doing control copy, control paste maybe. But there is a shortcut. If you press control or command button for Mac users and D at the same time, it takes the code on top to the bottom. And I will put age here. Let me do like this first, and I will copy this again. And third times, I will do the same thing that I did on top. I can put space here, I can put space here, or I can add a string with space. Let us see what is going to be the result. Okay, the first Tom Hanks is this, the second one is this, third one is this, and fourth one is this. Okay, so it works. Let us discuss something else. Let me copy this. I copy this code and paste it over here. What if I want to add, no need to Hanks, just keep it short, 5 and 10. If I print this on console, could you tell me what am I going to see on the console? Don't run it. Just tell me what I am going to see on the console. Hasan Basri, how did you get 510? Don't you know mathematics? Miss Mariam is agree with. Okay, Ali is also agree with it. Okay, all of you, I think you are aware of what concatenation means. But many people, they are expecting to get Tom 15 maybe. But it's not going to happen like that. What will happen here? Java reads codes from left to the right. First, it starts that it's see Tom. Okay, so Tom will be taken as a consideration. And when that plus sign comes, Java knows that you cannot add symbols with numbers, integers. So since he cannot add it, the second option, concatenation, will take place. It will add 5 next to Tom. And then this is going to be our string. Okay, this is the first part up to here. After that, I have Tom 5 in my hands. There is another plus sign. You cannot add string Tom 5 with 10. This is number. Is it break time? Not yet. We are having sessions 1 hour and 20, if you mean this, Ms. Sumeyye. I am going to concate 10 because I cannot add string and number. It's going to be like this, as you said. Well done to all of you. Thank you, guys. You're great. Can you tell me, I want to add 5 and 10, and I want to write Tom 15. My aim, it should add sum of these two numbers to the end of Tom. How can I do this? Perfect. Tom 5 and 10 I will get here as an outcome. If I select this and I write this in parentheses, oops, what did I do? And I write this in parentheses, okay? I write 5 plus 10 in brackets. Yes, Fatih, we are going to have the same exactly the same lesson tomorrow. Each and everything is going to be the same, most probably. Okay? Yes. You're most welcome. Guys, there are 2 sessions, daytime and nighttime sessions. You can attend any of them. You can attend both of them, no problem. But whatever I teach in nighttime sessions are, I am first teaching in nighttime session. I repeat the same thing in the daytime session. If you miss nighttime session, you can attend to daytime session. Or if you are attending daytime sessions and you are going to have some kind of problem you won't able to attend, you can attend 1 day before nighttime session, so you will not miss your live sessions. Okay, now it's going to add them because Java knows mathematics. In mathematical operation, you start with brackets and then you do addition operation. Therefore, it will start with adding. It will try to add 5 and 10 first. So first thing Java will do here, which one is first, addition or brackets? The parentheses is the first thing, so it will be 15 first, and then Tom will, IntelliJ will try to do this operation. It will try to add these two values. Okay, this is not addition, obviously, because you cannot add symbols and numbers. So this is concatenation. It's going to be Tom 15 when I type it. Let's run and see the results. As you see, Tom 510 is here and Tom 15 is there. Are we clear so far? What if I try and concatenate with 5 times 10? What will be the outcome? Any suggestion? Why not 5 and star and 10? As we said, Java knows mathematics. The first operation is not addition, multiplication. So Java will first multiply these two numbers, which is 50, and then try to do this addition operation, which is string Tom plus 50. This cannot be mathematical addition operation. It must be concatenation. So it will add Tom and 5, 0. That result is going to be string. 50 has gone. I lost 50. Now there is only Tom, 5, and 0. And that is a string value. Great. Let us run and see it and make sure that we got same result as we expected. Okay. Another example. What do you expect to get from here? Yeah. I think Tom was rich at the beginning. It's losing money and then start gaining again. Good try, Mariam. Perfect, Noor, Miss Noor. Yes, Hassan Basri. Correct answer, indeed. Okay, guys. As we said, Java start doing operations from left to right. When it sees 5 plus 10, as we said before, the first priority for Java is addition. Therefore, if he can't do addition, Java will try concatenation. Can you add 5 and 10 if they are not strings? Yes, you can add them, and they are not strings. Therefore, we can add them. The result from here is going to be 15. This is the first operation here. And then second addition operation comes. When we come to second addition operation, we have 15 in our hands and plus sign, some bunch of characters. This means you cannot add them because you cannot add symbols with numbers. Therefore, this is concatenation. It will try to concate them and we will get 15 Tom. Are we clear? Is it reasonable? Let's run the code and see the outcome. Okay, and one last example about concatenation. We are going to start scanner class, and in the scanner class, we will write messages to the user, and we will write maybe something on the console. We were using concatenation before without maybe realizing it. Now we will be aware of what we are doing, and we will practice as we write scanner class practices. Okay, what do you think? What will be the result? Teacher is getting mad or something. You will not see something like this in Java. I don't think so. It is like, you know, after finishing school, we were having exams, and in those exams, there was such a topic, order of operation, correct? In many national examinations, including SAT, there is such a topic. Okay, first, with which one do we start? First, multiplication, correct? So first thing we do here is this operation, which is 15, correct? Correct. And then I will start adding numbers from left. So it will be 3 plus 15 plus 10 plus 2 plus 6. This is the first step. The second step is going to be, we will start from left to the right. There is no order. They all have plus signs. So I will start from left to the right. This is going to be 18. 18 plus Tom plus 2 plus 6. And then the next step is going to be, I will add 18 with Tom. This is not mathematical operation. This is concatenation. Therefore, I will have 18 Tom. But this is now string, because when you concate number with string, it turns into string. 2 plus 6. So when you come to this step, it will be 18 Tom 2. This is a string plus 2, and I want to go fast a bit. 18 Tom 2 6. This will be our result. Yes, Mr. Ali and Miss Noor, most of you did correct actually. Guys, I want to remind you something. Some people, they are scared of doing errors, doing mistakes, and you cannot improve yourself without doing mistakes. Never feel shy, never be scared of writing wrong answers in the chat or something. Be brave to write wrong answers, and you will see that you are learning. Others who are keeping quiet, they won't be able to improve their talent or their information. Don't scare of anything. You have nothing to scare of. Write your comments, try to show what you understand, and then never hesitate that I will make a mistake. Make mistake, because people learn through mistakes. If you make mistake, then you will correct it. You will understand better than those who are just listening. So never, sometimes you are writing wrong answers. Never hesitate, just do it. Okay, feel free to make mistakes. This is free zone. Okay, you are not quiet, Mr. Hassan, and I am glad you are here. Otherwise, I would fall asleep. Actually, group is fine. You are contributing, and thank you very much, guys, for your contributions. Is there anything you want to ask me or you want to contribute? Because I want to stop that topic. I want to start about scanner classes. Concatenation is understood, I think. Let me share notes. This is the final class that we did together. So let's create another class here. This is the second class we are creating, therefore C02, and its name is scanner class. And we are going to write several classes. Therefore, this is first scanner class. Let me share class name as well. One, two, three, one step up, and main. And let us write our note about scanner class. When we need to get data from user, for example, we need to calculate when user is going to be retired. First, user should enter some data about himself, maybe when he started working, at which age or at what time, and what is his age or some other things. According to those information, I am going to calculate, correct? Therefore, if user needs to give some data to the system, he will put some data to the system, then we are using scanner classes. Okay, scanner class is used to get data from the user or get input from the user. When we need to get data or input from user, we use scanner class. Okay. How we get data from user? There are 3 steps to get input from user. I will not say again data. To get input from user. What are those steps? First, create scanner class object. Do you remember how to create an object? Declaration of object. First, I should say that objects are created from what is Frat? First. Okay. Objects are created from classes. Perfect. Therefore, I should write templates. Yes, I should write name of the template, which is name of the class. And as I said here, I am supposed to write here scanner as a class. I write name of the class, which is scanner class. And then I give name to my object. It is general conduct to call it as input because user is going to enter an input. Most of the time, we are calling it as input. Sometimes people can choose scan, or you can write any name, which is meaningful. There is no restrictions. But general conduct is writing here inputs. We like to give name of scanner object as inputs. And new keyword, Miss Emine, thank you. We are going to write new keyword because we are going to create our object from scratch, from nothing, okay? We will create all new objects. And then I'm going to write constructor's name. What was constructor? The cook, if you remember. There was cake dough, there was oven, and to prepare food, we need constructor, the cook. Okay, so we are writing scanner, okay, and brackets. This is the constructor because constructor has the same name with the class, but it has parentheses at the end. Remember? Okay, great then. But there is a problem here. When we see red warnings, it means there is a problem. Most of you, most probably, they know what is the problem. Guys, scanner is a class. To use this class in my class, which has different name, I need to import that class first. After I import that class inside my current class, I can use methods related with that class. I can use variables of that class. Without importing that class, it is sometimes not possible. And from where I'm going to import that class? Java, my dear friends, has lots of libraries, okay? And for example, in those libraries, so many libraries there are. I will show you those libraries as well. Maybe this is library 1. This is library 2. And there are several libraries in Java. There are some classes. First class, second class, third class, fourth class. If you want to read book from library, what you need to do, you need to go to library and take that book to your home, and you will read that book at your home. The same thing here. This is my class. So suppose this is scanner class, okay? I need to go and take that scanner class, and I need to import it here before our main method. I need to, before our class name, I need to import this scanner class. When I import it, I will be able to use it. How can I import scanner class from Java library? It is very simple. Do you understand the logic? I want to use something from different class. First, I need to import it. Like if I want to read a book from library, I need to borrow this book from library, and then I can read that book in my home. I am in another class, and I need something from library. I need to import it. Just stay over this scanner. Hover over this scanner. Why it doesn't appear? Okay. Yes, when you hover over scanner, you see import class appears here. Let me enlarge a bit. I couldn't enlarge it. Okay, it becomes big that much. So if you click that import, you see here import Java utils java.util.scanner. What this is telling me, I import this from Java folder, and in the Java folder there is util fold package from Java package. In Java package there is util package, and in util package there is scanner class. So I import it from there. Let me show you where it is. This is libraries. Do you see the libraries where I am? Okay, if you click on libraries, you don't need to know this. Okay, you don't need to know this. I'm just showing you. From libraries, Java has so many libraries, we said. And when we install our JDK, we added those libraries to our IntelliJ. When you just install IntelliJ, you don't have those libraries. Once you install JDK, those libraries comes with that one. Base classes. In base classes, there is Java folder. This is that Java folder. And in Java folder, there is util. Let's find util where it is. Okay, it is down here. And when you open utils, you should find scanner. In that util, there should be scanner class. Let's see where it is. S. I should go till S. Okay, this is scanner class. You see? So we are importing that. As you see, so many libraries there are. In every library, there are so many packages and so on. Okay? Maybe there were no need to show this, but I think it will help you to understand better what we are doing. There is a class which is in the library, Java library, and we need to import it so that we can use that class. Okay? Now I have my input object, which has all methods and variables that scanner class has inside, and I can use those methods. And it has really good methods to take inputs from the user. But what I am going to do this inputs? What I'm going to do with that inputs? Let's see, maybe here. I am saying system out. Why I am saying system out? Because there is something in the system which is variable Tom, and I do something with that value. I want to take this thing, I produce something out of the system. I want to print this out to the console. This is why I said system out. I take something out from the system. But here, in this case, in our case, I am going to use this input to bring something from outside to inside the system. Therefore, I should write this one. I should explain this. Yes, Miss Emine, thank you very much. I should say that instead of I am taking from system to outside, I am taking data from inside outside to the inside. Therefore, I'm going to say system in. If I write that, it stop complaining. I think this format is easy to remember, not difficult. And you will repeat this so many times. Therefore, definitely you will keep this in mind, in my opinion. Maybe at the beginning, it might be a bit difficult, maybe, but you will get used with it. The second step is, and actually let's stop here because this is our break time. Let's have a break for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we will continue with our scanner class. Okay, guys. See you 10 minutes later. Are we back? Guys, I continue. The second step. Is there a problem with recordings, Miss Mariam? Guys, did you find recordings of the lessons? I didn't check. Our friends are in break still, I think. Nobody is replying. Okay, Miss Mariam, when people are back, we are going to ask them again. Okay, what is, I just find recordings of first and second lesson. Okay, I will. Miss Hassan, what does it mean? Yes. You cannot find or you can. Ne oldu ya? Okay, we are back. Introduction list. Okay. Okay, guys. Second step is write a message to the user, We're going to give a message to the user as system out println. For example, let us ask user to enter his age, please. Enter your age. Okay. So that user will know what he is supposed to write, because the system will wait for user to do something, okay, to enter a value. But how user can know that what he's supposed to enter? We will give him a message, okay? System out println, please enter your age. Let us, guys, concentrate on the lesson, okay? For the first two sessions, they are also on YouTube. You can find it easily, no problem. If you have problem with finding it, you can communicate with me. They should be on your LMS. If they are not still on your LMS, and if you face this problem, maybe after 1 month, if you see that the lesson is not on LMS, just let me know. I will remind technical support and related people. They will handle the problem. Okay. Let us concentrate on the lesson. And third step is get data from the user. How we are going to get data from the user? We will use input objects. Okay, we have an object, and that object, input object, has useful methods that scanner class has, and one of those is to get input from the user. But depending on the type of the input, we are going to select different methods. If you are going to type next line, It is used to get string data. We are asking user to enter his age, which is not a string data. Age should be, what do you think? What should be the data type for age of the user? What is your suggestion? Byte is really good. I was expecting you to write int, but byte is better for age. It will reserve small area. Perfect. Correct? Okay. So I'm not going to select next line because it takes integer. I'm not going to select next because it is also taking integer. I am supposed to find, for example, let's find where are those nexts. Next byte, next boolean, next double, next float, the next int, depending on the type of the value that we are going to get from the user, we are going to choose next and type of the value. Since I'm going to select byte, I will select next byte because I agree with Miss Sarah. Next byte. Now I am getting input from the user as byte, but it is suspending on the air. If I don't put this into a container, if I don't assign this to a variable, I cannot use it later on. So let us assign this as a variable. I have byte data type, and let's say this is age of the user. So I get input from the user, and with this assignment operator, I assign it as age container, which has byte data type. Are we all clear? I think this step is understood. Then what I need to do with user's age, I can continue with it. Let's print it out for the time being. Yes, let us print it out. Your age is, let me write like this. I want to concatenate, I want to concate it with age. We already learned how to concate numbers and strings with numbers, correct? So on the message, it will appear something nice like that. Okay, first of all, I run my class, and you see on the console, please enter your age message. What I'm supposed to do, click on the console. When you click on the console, you will be able to enter your age. Okay, what is your age? Let's say 18. To finish it, I write some characters. As you see, I keep writing. To finish that, I completed to write my age, and then enter this as an input to say that you need to enter. You need to hit on enter. I hit on enter. As you see, the age is reserved as age container. And when I ask to print it out, your age is 18. You can see this on the console. So it is simple to get data from the user. Correct? Okay. Let us create another class. This is class 03 scanner class 02. It is the third class for today. 1, 2, 3, down, 1 up, main, enter. Okay. I want you to get user's full name. how we are going to get user's full name. I'm making typo. Where I'm making typo. Anyway, it should suggest me. Fullness? No. Okay, it is not. It is separated. Should be 0.3, I believe. Class name. Okay, let us check if I made a mistake in class name. This is first class, this is second class, this is third class. So C class, third class. And in scanner class, this is my second example. Okay. Okay, let me share the previous one. Okay, guys. I think you remember what is the first step. Create scanner class objects. And to create scanner class object, I can write it like long way scanner class input blah blah. But as I start typing scanner, you see Java utils, it is helping me. Java is helping me. If I just hit enter, and if I just select this one, guys, that import action will happen automatically. I don't need to hover over scanner and then select import. Do you get my point? If I just hit here enter, you see the import is already appeared here. It will bring it right at that time. So after I write scanner input new scanner system.in, and then I came here, say import, you don't need to do this. It is import action is taking place faster. I think you were able to catch me, correct? Or let me cancel this out and continue writing scanner input assignment operator new. After writing new, if you select this one, any of them actually, it will import automatically again. Okay, so you can type system.in. Should I show this one more time? I don't know your background. If for those people who are doing these new, it is quite difficult, complicated. I know this very well. But for those who have some background, these are simple things. And I don't know how is your background currently. If you don't find it difficult, I'll just proceed. Let me repeat this. I did this one more time. Let me cancel this line. I am creating a scanner object. As I write capital S and C, it appears. So my preference, my choice is this. I hit enter, and this import, let me cancel first this import. As I start typing scanner, I select this, and import appeared here. So I continue writing my codes, input, new scanner, or new scanner, system in, finished. Second step, write message to user. We are going to ask user to enter his full name. Please enter your full name. And then third step is get data from user. If I need to slow down, please tell me I should slow down. Okay. What am I going to get from user? What is the data type? When user enters his full name, what will be the data type? Yes, Miss Emina, thank you very much. It's going to be string. String. And let's call this as full name. How we are going to get this into system? User will type something and I will get this into system. I will use my input objects. I will put dots and I will use useful methods that comes with input object. Since I am going to get string, I will either use next or next line. What is the difference between next and next line? They all take string values. If you select next, it will select up to space. Yeah, which means first word. If, for example, I write Tom space Hanks, it will take only Tom because after Tom there is space. Next methods takes up to space. If you choose next line, it takes the whole line. Whatever you enter, how many spaces there are, it doesn't matter. It takes the whole line. The name is not composed of one word. Full name is composed of maybe 2, 3, or more words. Therefore, which one do you think I should select here? Next or next line? Definitely next line. Thank you, Ms. Noor and Ms. Emine. I select next line. Therefore, whatever user enters, how many words, I will take all of them. Maybe his name composed of 3 parts, 3 words. Okay. Finally, I will write name of the person. Your full name is maybe like this, and I will concatenate it with full name. Let's run our codes. Please enter your full name. We start with Tom Hanks today. So I hit enter. When I hit enter, I will see on the console your full name is Tom Hanks. Shall I put space here maybe? It will be better if I separate these two, in my opinion. Maybe like this is better. Okay. We will continue with the same example. This time, I want you to ask only first name of user's parents. What am I supposed to do? Since I have already created my input object. Do I need to create again? No need to. I can just give message to user. I can say that please enter only first name of your parents. When user enters only first name of his parents or her parents, what I will do, since the data is string, I will reserve this in a string container. First name of parents. And I will use my input object one more time. Which one should I use? Next line or next? Yes. Can I use next line? I can use, but do never trust user. You will ask him, it is written there, only first name, but he might enter full name of his parents or her parents. In this case, you will get wrong information from the user. Although you are requested to, you are asking him to give only first name, he or she is giving full name. Therefore, if you select next, you will get rid of that problem. Using next is wise choice. So, congratulations. Okay, I think you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, and let us print it out. Your parents' first name is okay. Let me run the code and see all together. I am going a little bit fast. Am I right? This is the first part. Please enter your full name. Okay, I will slow down. The first part, I'm going to enter full name, Tom, space, Hanks. And as you see, your full name is Tom Hanks. Please enter only first name of your parents. I will write again Tom, and I will make a mistake. Although it is written there, write only first name. I will write full name of my parents. Okay, let us see what will happen. I will see only Tom. Did you understand the difference between next and next line? Good, Mr. Keller. Okay. Okay. I copied those codes and I will share with you. Let us create one more class. This is today's number 4, class number 4. Still, we will continue with scanner class. But this is the third example of scanner class. Okay. I want to share with you the task. What we are going to do is on the screen. You can copy it. Okay. I share with you also. We are going to write some examples together. Do you want me to give you some maybe minutes, like 1 minute, and think a little bit how we can do that? Just I will give you time for 1 minute. If you can type the code, it is perfect. But in 1 minute, if you are just beginners, you cannot do that, obviously. But you can think maybe in your mind. It will be a good revision for you. By the time you are thinking. What am I going to do? Try to find step by step. What should I do as a first step? Yes, scanner objects. Let us create scanner object. Scanner, I hit enter. Import is already there. I will call this as input. And we will use new keyword. Inside the brackets, I will write system. It completed itself automatically. Please use them. But also keep in mind what is the syntax of writing scanner class. As I explained to you in the previous lesson, if in an interview they open for you an application and that application, if it doesn't have autocomplete functionality, and if you are just used like me, that so much of that shortcuts, you might have problems. So it is better try to keep in mind the syntax. Sometimes you just write your own. Mr. Ali, perfect. Perfect, Mr. Ali. Mr. Ali did the sum part of the sum addition part of the question because it says multiplication and the sum, and perfect, Mr. Ali. Thank you very much. Okay, we got first step is achieved. What about the second step? We're going to give and message to the user. Please enter first number. And then we are supposed to get that number into system by using our input object. Since this is a number, what do you think? Is the user going to enter integer, short, byte, double, boolean? Boolean is impossible. We are talking about numerical value. Miss Emine says it is int. What if he enters a decimal number? I think we better choose double. If he enters decimal numbers, and if I select int, the system will give warnings. Java will stop operation and it will complain. You tell me, I'm asking you integer, you are giving me double. But if I write double, even if you enter integer, there will be no problem. So in my opinion, selecting double would be better choice. Okay, double, let's call this as first number, num1, is equal to input, and I will select, you see, input next double. Or if you want, you can write by hand, input dot next double. Okay, I got my first number. It is in my hands, and I keep it, I save it as num1. Whatever I enter here will be my num1. I will copy this, okay, and paste it. I will say second number. In IntelliJ, if you click on a line here and press Ctrl and C, press Ctrl and C, it will copy the whole line. You don't need to select where you want to copy. If you want to copy the whole line, you can put your cursor somewhere. Ctrl.C will copy the whole line, okay? I'm using those shortcuts and they help me to write fast codes. And I make the change. Instead of first, I did it second. Okay, like here we can practice this. Control and C, or for Mac user, Command and C. And I can command or control with V. This is my second number. So I write my second number. Okay. What am I supposed to do? I am supposed to find some. I am supposed to add them. And if I add double values, I will get double results, correct? So double, I will call this as sum, will be equal to num1 and num2. Oops, num2. Okay. Is name of this operation, I want you to tell me true or false. Yani yes or no. Okay. Is name of that operation concatenation? Is the name of this operation concatenation? Yes or no? And don't hesitate to make mistakes. No. No. Yes, Miss Aisha. Because concatenation is adding strings to one another or adding strings with another number or another data type. Here, I am doing mathematical operation. Okay, good. I know my double value, my double sum value now, and I need to multiply them. So I will find product of the numbers. How am I going to do this? Num1 times num2. And this is the product of the numbers. As I want to write results on the console separately, it says in the specifications of the numbers on the console. I'm supposed to print them on the console. Okay. Sum of the numbers is sum. And product of the numbers is concatenation. product. Let us run the code. I will make some changes, okay? Let us run the code and see what happens. Click on this yellow play button and select run. Please enter first number. Let's call it 12.8. And I hit enter. Please enter second number. Let's call it 5.0, or let me just enter integer value. Will it agree? Will it accept that, or it will complain? It will not complain. Okay. And as you see, sum of numbers is 17.8 and product of numbers is 64.0. Is this good? Do we understand it? Good. Now I want to change here. I want to change this sum. I want to write like what Mr. Ali did. Okay? I want to copy from Mr. Ali. Mr. Ali, you will not complain about me copying from you, right? Mr. Ali didn't do this. Mr. Ali did this in correct way. But if you copy from somebody, sometimes you have troubles. For example, Mr. Ali did this in a correct way. I want to repeat. But I am just lazy student and I am copying codes from him. What do you think? What will be the outcome here? Will I get the same answer as sum of the numbers? 17.8. But I forgot which numbers I give. Let me run the code again and give simple numbers like 10 and 5. Are you surprised to get 10.05.0? First, that 10 is converted to double. So it is changed to 10.0. Yes, Mr. Kerem, thank you very much. Mr. Kerem saved us. He said that I need to use here brackets. If I do this, I will get correct answer. Thank you, Mr. Kerem. Are we clear with this part, my dear friends? We are making revision of concatenation by this way. Let me take this comment out and I want to change this as sum. Is that okay like that? Okay. I want to warn you about one thing. This message, there is no problem about, there is nothing wrong with this message. Sum of the numbers is sum. But I can make dynamic messages to the user. I can give dynamic messages to the user. What is dynamic message? For example, I can change this message like that. Sum of, and then I can stop here, sum of, and start concatenation. Okay, I will concate it with num1, sum of, it will write this string, and then it will add after space, it will add number 1, and then it will continue adding sum of num1. Let me put space, otherwise after num1, my letters start right after the num1, first number, so that I put space after this double quotes. Sum of num1 and space, again I will concatenate it with num2, I continue to add. Let me cut this part. Space after num2, I leave a space, is double quotes and space sum. It may not seem very clear to you for the time being, but I believe several of you understand. But let me run the code and you compare yourself. How do you feel? Which one is better? 12, first number, 5 is the second number. Which method is better? To write message like this, sum of 12.0 and 5.0 is 17, or product of the numbers is this. The first way is as if the program, the computer is talking to you. You write some values and the computer is, your program is responding back to me according to what I have given as a information, as a data. For example, you started working somewhere. If people they call you with your name, you feel special, right? This giving dynamic messages, okay, like this, is much preferable. Try to use this way if possible, because by this way you will make user close to you. This is user friendly. User will like this approach. It gives feeling like the computer is talking to you. Okay, I think it's understood. So you can select, you might have several ways of giving messages to the user, and this concatenation is one of the best way here, I believe. And as Miss Emine says, this way is easy, but that way is user-friendly. Okay, so we have done with this class as well. Let us create one more class. I will give you another task. This time, I will ask you to complete this task. That is number 5, scanner class, and 04, if I'm not mistaken. First, I will share with you codes. I think you get the codes, and then I will share with you the task. This is the task. Ask users to enter width and length of rectangle, then print the area and perimeter on the console. Very similar one. I will stop recording. I will give you 2 minutes and let us see how far you can come in that 2 minutes time. What do you say? Were you able to do it? Is there anyone who completed? Most probably no. Okay, because you did. Okay, Mr. Ali has completed. Okay, guys, let's start with the first step. The first step is create scanner objects. Scanner. I write scanner and hit enter. And I write input. You can give different name, maybe scan if you want. Scanner input, new scanner. Okay, I type system in. First step is completed. And then I will give message to the user. Okay, guys, I want to show you something. Normally, in my opinion, like the previous example, if I ask enter width and then take the data input as width, later enter length. If I ask like this, it will be better choice. I agree with that. But I want to show you a different way. Okay? I will ask numbers one after another. What I mean, I will show you. Just I want to show you that we can do this also. But this is, I don't think that is the good way of doing it. Please enter width and length of a rectangle. The width and length, I made spelling mistake. Width and length of the rectangle should be double because they could be with decimals. Therefore, I will put them in double container. First width. I will use input. Next double. Am I fast? Shall I slow down? This is width. I will write double. Now I will take length. Okay. And I will type input. Next double again. Why I am not giving message to user, second message to user? Because I give one message, I set width and length. So user, I will assume that will understand first he should enter width and then he should enter length. No need to give message every single step. If you say first this and a second that, you can continue like this. Later on, since I know width and I know length, I can calculate area of rectangle. Do you know what is area of rectangle? It is width times length. You don't need to memorize this formula. If you are in a project and you need that mathematical formula, just Google for it. Search internet and ask what is the formula for area of rectangle. You will find and you will use it. Okay. And again, double. Now we are going to find perimeter. And perimeter of a rectangle, you add length with width and you will multiply by 2 because there are 2 length and 2 width. You will add them up. You can think like length plus width plus width, or you can simply add length and width, multiply by 2. So I will add length with width and multiply by 2. Am I correct? Yes, Miss Mariam. Your mathematics is quite good, Miss Mariam, I think. If I do this, first it will multiply width with 2 and then add length to it. If I want to add width and length first, I need to put them in parentheses. They should be in brackets. And then I will multiply by 2. In mathematics, we write constant values in front, coefficient we are calling them. We write coefficients front, therefore I want to type it like this. 2 times length plus width. The first operation is going to be adding these two numbers, and then second operation is going to be multiplication. It turns into like mathematics lesson. Okay. And then I'm going to write, let me write like this. Area solved V and perimeter dot solved V. Okay, so it will give me area equal to area and perimeter equal to perimeter. Let us run the codes. Please enter width and length of rectangle. I am choosing length or width as 12.8. Okay, I hit enter. And then nothing is happening. It is still waiting. Why it is still waiting? Because I write here, I will get an input. So after this message on the console, the program is waiting for me to enter an input. And then I am telling here again that I am waiting an input. Still, the program is waiting for me to enter a second input. Let's call this as 5. So the area is 5 times 12.8, which is 64. And perimeter is, we add these two numbers and multiply by 2. Are we okay? Do you want me to repeat any part? Guys, if I am doing fast, please just tell me, sir, could you please slow down? I will slow down. As you are giving me comments and as you are, what I understand from this part is you are doing great. You are able to catch me. Even one single person having difficulty should remind me that I should slow down. Because I feel like I am going fast. But when I see that you are catching me up, because you are pretending like you are catching me up, I am feeling like I should go faster, or this mood is good. I am feeling like. Okay. Okay. Another example we are going to solve together. Let's create another class. C06 scanner class. This is 5th example. I will share with you task again. Let me type it here first. While you are thinking how we can do that, I will share with you the task. I am giving you another 2 minutes. I want you to come at least height part. Get maybe full name from the user and get age of the user up to height part, please. I want you to get information up to height part at least. I will give you only 2 minutes to do this. There are good feedbacks coming from you. So I think it's understood somehow, right? And as we did revisions, it will settle down more. So let's continue. Let us write all together. First step is to create scanner class objects. I will call it as usual as inputs. New scanner system. I will put inside the system that input. Okay. And I will write a message to the user. Didn't I write my main methods? No, I didn't. No, I didn't create my main methods. What am I doing? Mr. Hassan, you are supposed to warn me. So you didn't create your main method. I am heartbroken. Okay, Ms. Sarah. So you had the same problem. Now understand. South. I will add comment to the user. I will ask him to step by step. I want to go continue. Please enter. Now let me write like this. Your full name. Okay. And then when I will wait to get input from user, and that input is going to be his full name. So this is string. I can get data like this input. One of our friends did this at the beginning. Later on, he changed it. Shall I select next or next line? I understand that, Mr. Hassan, because I know your performance. It is decreasing as hours clock is running. What time it is there, Mr. Hassan? Next line, you're right, guys. Not next line, as Mr. Sarah says, correct. Okay, we are going to take next line because we are going to, okay, it is quite late. We are going to get name as well as last name. Maybe he might have even 3 words. There might be even middle name. If I leave it like this, I will get inputs, but I will not be able to use it anywhere else. So I need to save this data. Since this is string, I will save this as string data, string. And let's call this as full name will be input next line. I got whatever user enters as a sequence of characters, I got that one as a full name. I save it as a full name. And let's copy this line. I will use copy and paste commands and copy. You can use this with mouse actions as well. Maybe you can use like this and then you can print it there. Okay. Now I'm going to ask user to enter age, not full name. enter your age. Okay. And age is, what do you think? What am I supposed to select as a data type? Because I am going to save age of the user. What should be my data type? What do you suggest? Int or double, or this is a numerical value? I think you will tell me bytes. For int is okay, but I think byte is better for age, because I don't think that somebody could have age of more than 127. So I assume that there will be no such age. Therefore, I am selecting as bytes to save memory. Byte age will be equal to, will be assigned from input object, and input object will take the input as bytes. I will type an input and it will be considered as a byte data type, and it will be assigned in my age container. I think this step is understood. I will copy this and paste again. This time age is completed. I'm going to ask height of the user. And height could be double, that he might write like 1.85 or something like that. Double height will be equal to input next double. So I get whatever user is entering as an input. I save this as a double data in my height container. I will paste this one more time. This time I'm going to ask, this something is blocking me, marital status. I will ask users marital status. What do you think the result is going to be? I feel like choosing Boolean here. It depends on the question, isn't it, Mr. Ismail? You are right. I feel like I should write here Boolean, true or false, but I don't think that any user, when you ask him, enter your marital status, I don't think he will enter true or false. This is nonsense. He will answer, he will write maybe married or divorced or single, correct? Yeah, therefore string is better. String marital status. String marital status is input. What should I write? Next line or next? I agree. I should select next. If you write next line, you allow him to write some stories like, first I was married, then I got divorced, and then I get my second marriage. He might write some stories there. We simply want single, married, or divorced, like that. Okay. Anything else? Okay, so I'm supposed to print them one by one and with a label. Let's do like this. Full name plus SOUTV. It will say full name is this. Is that fine? Or maybe write this in capital letter. It will appear, it will be more appealing. Maybe separate this also, full name, like that. Okay. And then there is age. Write the name of variable variable, and then click SOUTV, and let's make this also capital H. Maybe age of user, you can change it if you want. And then we have height. After writing name of the variable, we put dot and SOUTV. Again, let's change this to capital letter. It will be more appealing, in my opinion. Height is done, and marital status. Okay. Variable names should not start with capital letters. In my local also, it is quite late. I think because of that, I am making that mistake. Variable names are supposed to start with lowercase letters. We have discussed that one. Remember? Therefore, please correct this if you made the same mistake with me. Marital status. And like this. Marital status. This is going to be better, in my opinion. So we are done. Let us run our code. And let's see how it will appear. Please enter your full name. I will click here. I will write full name. Mark Twain. I entered my first name. Please enter your age. 45. Please enter your height. Let's say 183. I write in centimeters. Please enter your marital status. Married, let's say. Okay. And then I see on the console, full name is Mark Twain, age is 45, height is given, and marital status is married. Anything you want to add or contribute? Are we all good? Yes. Let me share this class with you. Today we created so many classes. But this scanner class we are using very much. This is why I'm solving some examples. Okay, more examples. This is the last class for today. Tomorrow we will write maybe one more. This is number 7. Scanner class 06. I'm not sharing class name with you. I think you can do it yourself. We get the point most probably. I will share with you the task. Okay, I copied it. This task is going to be a little bit difficult because we are going to learn something which we don't know yet. While you are thinking, I can't see my console, so I can't write anything. What may be the reason? Miss Shemam, there is only 10 minutes left if you don't mind, let us talk a little bit about this, and at the end of the lesson, we can check together. And our friends can help as well. If you share maybe screenshot, as they said, they might see and they might help you. Contributing each other, helping each other is very essential. Okay, guys. Now I will ask user to enter 5-digit integer like this one. And then we need to type the code which will add first 2 digits with last 2 digits. Now the hard thing here is, the difficult thing here is, how can I get last 2 digits? And how can I get share screenshot? Okay, how can I get first 2 digits? Is there any suggestions? The rest is easy. I can ask user to enter 5-digit numbers. That is easy. We can all do it. Correct? And if we can get, if we can find a way to get first 2 digits and save it in a container, and if we can find a way to save last 2 digits and save it in another container, adding them is also simple. So let's start with first step. Go step by step. If I write it fast, I think we can finish on time, but I don't want to go fast. We can think like we stopped here, but since we have 10 more minutes, and I think we can finish on 10 minutes, I will take the risk. I will start talking about it. Tomorrow, we can start from here if we feel like we didn't understand it well, or if we understand this, no need, then we can proceed with the other topics. Okay, guys. Guys, I want to make a fast review. How do you think, how do you mark your understanding about scanner class? Out of 10, how do you mark yourself? If you understand very good, you can give yourself 9, 10, 8. If you didn't understand, you can give yourself 1, 2, 3. If you need some revision, you understand it, you can choose 6, 7. Okay. Some good. 8 is quite good. How do you mark yourself, your understanding? If you contribute, I will appreciate it. Miss Nur, especially for you, I'm really curious because at the beginning of the lesson, you were very attentive. Later on, you stopped like giving comments. Okay, Miss Sarah, thank you for response. Okay. Easier than wrapper class. Wrapper class has methods, and as you apply those methods, they will get meaning. Okay. You will use it sometime, and then you will get understanding. Okay, good. So I am happy. There are no people less than 6 so far. That's good. Okay. Let us start with this one. And about wrapper classes, Miss Sarah, I will ask Miss Sarah, who will be your teacher, who will you will practice with her. So you have this, you share the same name, okay? But she doesn't have age at the end, I think. Okay, Miss Sarah will solve some questions about wrapper classes. I will recommend her. I will request her. I think she will help. Okay, scanner class input. new scanner, system.in. And then we will give user a message like enter 5-digit integer or number. User may not know what is integer. Okay, so it is better to tell him that like enter 5-digit integer. Sorry, number. And then I will store that input into container, correct? Since he will enter an integer, I will store this is in an int. Do you remember what is the maximum value of integer? No need to remember, but it was some millions. So 5-digit number will be definitely fit in this range. But if I use short, after 2, 3, short cannot occupy that number. So I cannot write here short data type. What if you write something like 45, 50, starting with 4 or starting with 5? I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. Int, let's call this as number. We will get this from input next int. Okay, I will get my integer and I save integer as my number. Yes, 32,000 or something. Yeah, Ms. Hassan. I thought it was 3 something, so I made a mistake. Thank you for correction. You are waking up, I think, Mr. Hassan. Okay, guys, everyone, let us concentrate here. How can I get first 2 numbers? Do you have any suggestion? How can I get first 2 digits? Perfect, Miss Noor. Perfect. Hold on. I want to open my pen. I want to use it. Okay. My number is this. Can you tell me if I divide this number with 1000, this is integer, this is also integer, what will be the result? Normally, result is this. But in Java, when I divide integer with another integer, what Java will do? It will change this to integer by replacing those decimals. It will just, yes, Ms. Ayşe, perfect. Okay, it will just remove decimals. So I will get, by this way, first 2 decimals. So to get first 2 decimals, what I need to do to get first 2 decimals, we can divide the number by 1000, correct? If I need to get first 3 digits, what do you suggest me to do? If I need to get first 3 digits, what do you suggest me to do? Divide by 100. If number is not this, but maybe that, to get first 2 digits, what I'm supposed to do? First 2 digits, I am supposed to divide by 100. I think we get the main idea, correct? Okay. So let's write like this. Integer first two. If I write first two, I think we will understand first two digits is going to be number divided by 1000. Now I will get, by typing this, 45. Okay? What about getting first, to get last two digits? Do you know what am I supposed to do? Yes, perfect, Ms. Nur. To get last two digits, we use special operation called as modulus operator. And what modulus operator does, it is like this. You write percent sign and maybe 100. If you do this, it divides by 100 and then it gives you remainder of the operation. Let me explain like this. $4,500. Anyway, this number, when you divide this by 100, what will be the remainder at the end? It's going to be 78, correct? Do you mind if I write short like that? I think it is understood. Shall I continue dividing with these numbers and then at the end I will find remainder like that? I don't think that we need to do all these steps, right? The remainder of this operation is going to be last two digits because this cannot be divided by 100. If I write modulus 100, it will divide by 100 and it will give me this value. If I write modulus 10, it will divide this value by 10. What is remainder of this operator? Can you tell me? Yes, Miss Mariam, perfect. The remainder will be 8. Last digit, exactly. If you want to get last two digit, it is modulus 10. If you want to get last three digits, it is modulus 1000. As number of zeros changes, the last digits that you are going to get changes. If there are 3 zeros at the end, you'll get last 3 digits. If you get 2 zeros at the end, you're going to get 2 digits. You can think like this if you like. You are going to place here your digits. This is the first digit, that is the second digit. So it is like to keep in mind, you can use like that. But the operation that we use to get that is this one. Perfect, Miss Hassan. Exactly. When you write this percent, this is percent sign, correct? This percent sign in Java has special name, and its name is called as modulus operator, okay? And it gives you remainder of the division operation. So let's get last two digits. Int last two is going to be number. Do you know how to do modulus operator? Like this, nothing different. So I have last two digits in my hands and integer. I'm going to end the lesson in 2 minutes, I guess. And the sum of these two digits is just equal to first two plus last two. And let's print it out. But I'm going to write here a dynamic message. No, I'm not going to write here a dynamic message because these numbers are not given by user. Or, okay, I find a way. First, sum of first two and last two digits of, I will give a space and then I will concatenate of number. User will enter a number. User will enter a number and I will write that number here. Is, I'll continue with concatenation, sum. Okay, let's run the code. Let me give the same number. Okay, I hit enter. Sum of first two and last two digits of the number that I give, this is dynamic, is, I made a mistake. Oh, no, it's not, there's no mistake. 45 plus 78, what? I made a mistake. Where did I make a mistake? Ah, okay. Yeah, I write a very long, huge number. Okay, thank you. Mr. Hassan, you said that you are sleeping. Okay. Now it's fine. I write a bigger number than what is expected. I write 6 digits, not 5. Code is good. Yeah, we are all good. That's all for today. If you have anything else, we can spend time for those who have troubles, because one of your friends had said that he has problem. We can spend time with, if you have problem also. I am finishing recording. But there is one very important reminder. In your Java question booklet, we have covered a good topics so far. You have to solve all sample questions. Don't skip even one. Solve all questions on your booklet, please. We need to take step regularly. Okay. On your LMS. Yes.